All right, folks, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight we are coming at you live from Cienega High School as the Lady Colts went on a travel. Coming down here to Cienega High School, they're going to be taking on the Bobcats tonight. I don't have rosters in front of me this evening, so you're going to have to bear with me here as I figure out who's who. What I'll do right now is I'll just be quiet as they're going through the introductions. That way you guys know
Number 2,
who it is.
Number 8, Emma Messerly.
Got Miss Emma coming out, number 8.
Number 9, Bridget Ledger.
Got number 9, Bridget Ledger.
Number 10, Caitlin White.
We got Caitlin White, number 10, coming out of the chute.
Number 11, Lauren Lane.
We got number 11, Lauren Lane.
Number 12, Haley Haymore.
We got Hallie Haymore, number 12. She was our MVP last match. She's definitely going to be someone you guys want to watch closely during this match. Here comes out the libero. Can't quite remember her name. And now the Cienega Bobcats.
Number 2, Lauren Peters. Number 3, Keely Walden. Number 5, Jameson Harden. Number 6, Ashley Robinson. Number 10, Holly Stutz. Number 15, Annabelle Somoza. And your libero, number 13, Victoria Ramirez.
All right, they just got done with those warm-ups. This is usually the time where we stand for the national anthem. We may have to mute the audio if they're playing a recorded version. All right, folks, they did use a recorded version of the national anthem, and we get hit with copyright notices on social media whenever we utilize those. We're going to go ahead and get these intro graphics going, and we'll be right back. All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lally Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next, we have eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. Next up, we have Furry Family Chiropractic, adjusting families to better health. And last but not least, Chiricahua Community Health Centers, health for all. Tonight, the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team is traveling to Cienega High School to take on the Bobcats. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network. All right, folks, and we're underway. There is the serve. And a little miscommunication as Buena mishandles that one. That's going to be a point on the board going to Cienega Bobcats very early on here in the first set.
Cienega back to serve again. Caitlin White sets it. Tooled off the block, and Buena scores. Cienega not able to converting that. All right, we got Caitlin White back to serve. Number 10 from Buena. All right, score going to Siena. Actually, score going the other way, excuse me. 2-1, Buena leading the way. Caitlin White back to serve again. Handled well by Cienega. Definitely getting there, getting the ball back over. Buena, see what they can do here. They send a free ball over. Cienega setting up the kill, and they find an empty zone in Buena's defense, tying the game up 2-2. All right, we got number 3 for the Cienega Bobcats back to serve. Pretty much pancaked by the libero. It was an overpass, and the kill came back down. That's going to be a point for the Bobcats. Back to serve again. It's number 3. And an ace for the Bobcats. Number 3 has this unique little serve. It's very low and put away. Caitlin White sets it to the outside. Cienega handles it well and puts it right back. And they're going to put another point away for the Bobcats. Score's now 5-2. Handled well by the libero this time, set up by Caitlin White. And tipped over by Cienega, handled well by Buena. An outside kill, handled nicely by Cienega. Tooled off the block and out of bounds. It's going to be a point for the Bobcats. Definitely put a nice run together there. Number 3 to serve again. She has quite a nice run here. They're pulling away. Put over on 2 by the Colts. There's that cross kill again that we've been seeing. Back row attack. And Cienega's going to go away with the point. All right, timeout Buena. And I was just getting ready to say we're probably going to see a timeout here pretty soon. They're going to want to ice that server, number 3, on the Cienega Bobcat side. She's put together quite a nice run, pulling away 7-2 right now. Colts calling that strategic timeout to try to ice her a little bit. You know, get under her skin or get her nerves up, you know, so that they can, you know, get a side out and get the ball back into their possession. Buena's already done with their timeout, but Cienega is definitely taking up as much of it as they can. See what changes. It's going to be interesting to see what changes both teams bring to the court now. Okay, Cienega's still back to serve. Number 3 has had a great run so far. Lauren Lane gets under that one, and they spike it down for the kill. The Colts, in a decisive turn of events, are going to get the serve back. And let's see if they can put together a rally. Number 2 back to serve right now for the Colts. Nice jump serve, dug out by their libero and put down. It's going to go long. They're calling it for Buena, meaning they didn't get a touch in. Buena's still back to serve. Another great jump serve, dug out by the libero. They go to tip it over and they find a hole in Buena's defense. It's going to put the ball back over on Cienega's side. Now 8-4 in the first set. That was number 10 for the Cienega Bobcats, back to serve. We're going to send a free ball over from Buena. Not able to set something up there. Not the same story for the Bobcats as they put together a nice play to the center of the Colts defense. Number 10 is back to serve again. And that's an ace for the Bobcats. And for number 10 as she brings the lead 10-4. Another inbound serve. Sent to the back of the corner of the court. Kept alive by number 10. Number 11, Lauren Lane. And they keep it inside the antennas to get it back over. Bobcats came down, raining on them with some fury there as they blistered a ball right into the back corner of the Colts court. Number 10 back to serve again. Dug out by the libero. Set up to the outside. Pulled off the block, but Cienega able to recover. We're going to send it over. And we do the same thing, tipping the outside. Scrappy Cienega is able to get in there, and Buena could not convert. Score is now 12-4. This is two servers back-to-back for the Cienega Bobcats who've been able to put together some impressive rallies. Buena, though, turning the tide their way there with a nice attack to the back row's empty court. Okay, Hallie Haymore's back to serve. You can almost always expect Hallie to do a jump serve. Dug out by Caitlin White, and the ball goes into the stands. It's going to be point Cienega's way. All right, got number 1 for the Bobcats back to serve. Ref gives her the go-ahead. Nice float serve to the center of the court. Caitlin White puts it up. Attack from the outside by Hallie Haymore. It's sailed a little long. It's going to be another point to the Bobcats. Number 1 back to serve again for the Bobcats. Handled well by Buena. Caitlin White sets it. And the block was put up by the Bobcats as Buena tried to fire it in there. It's going to be point to the Bobcats. 15-5. They now have a 10-point lead. Another great serve to the center of the court. Libero's not in there this time to dig it out. She's taking a rest on the bench. And there's another monster blistering kill by the Cienega Bobcats, making the score now 16-5. It's the same rally right now going out. The same server, number 1 for the Bobcats. Tip to the outside and over. They decide not to hit it in there that hard. The Bobcats return it with a nice set and a kill right down the middle. Another timeout called. Not sure if it was Buena or the Bobcats, but I'm going to assume here it was the Colts that called that timeout, as they need to slow and kind of ice that server. So far, the Bobcats have put a pretty impressive crew together in their serving department. I think this is now the 3rd server that just had a pretty nice, rally for points without being interrupted. And when it is interrupted, it's usually the Colts becoming decisive, getting in there, setting up a nice attack or a nice kill and getting the point. But they very quickly lose it back to Cienega, only being able to put up 5 points against them here in the first set. It's not looking good. Now, one thing I have seen in girls varsity volleyball is a set's going to go one way, real heavy for one team in one set, but we can see the Colts come back out in the second set, as we have many times before, when they're feeling down and they come back and they completely dominate that second set, keeping the score even. So we've seen it before. We can certainly see it happen again tonight. Cienega's back to serve. Caitlin White sets it up, and they're going to free ball it over. Here's a good chance, and they tried dumping it on too, but the Colts were right there, and they're tipping it over. They're calling it Cienega's way. I think they were in the net or they hit the antenna. Not able to keep that in bounds. I did see the antenna shake a little bit. Cienega's back to serve again. And a service error. That's going to give a point to the Colts, a side out. It's now 18-6, and the Colts are going to be getting their at bat, so to speak. Got number 1 for the Colts back to serve. Nice deep serve, kept in bounds. They're going to tip it over. She's right back there. Caitlin dumps it over on 2. Cienega setting up a tip. Kept alive by Lauren Lane there in the center. And they're going to send a free ball over in the corner by Hallie Haymore. And a fight at the nets, putting it on Buena's side. It's going to be a point for the Bobcats. It's a nice, impressive rally from both teams. Number 9 for the Bobcats back to serve. Great inbound serve, mishandled by Buena. It's going to add another point to the board for the Bobcats. All right, a very simple short serve. Got some spin on it there, backspin. 21-6. It's going to be another point and a kill for number 9. Puts it to the back of the court this time. Colts sending a free ball over. Looked like it might have caught the line, but it's going Cienega's way. It did look like it was on the outside of the line just a tad. Hallie Haymore sets it up to Caitlin White. Lauren Lane with a monstrous spike, unfortunately out of bounds. Score is now 23-6. Girls fighting for it in the middle. Put into the net by number 1. It's now set point for the Bobcats. As number 9 steps back to serve the ball. Caitlin White sets it. Lauren Lane tips it to the back. Cienega goes for it. Dug out by Hallie Haymore. Fought at the net. Not able to keep it out to get the double touch. And that's going to be a set match win for the Bobcats. We'll be right back.
All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lally Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next, we have eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. Next up, we have Furry Family Chiropractic, adjusting families to better health. And last but not least, Chiricahua Community Health Center's Health for All. Tonight, the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team is traveling to Cienega High School to take on the Bobcats. Live and in full HD only on Cochise County Sports Network.
They are energy auditors from SSVEC, and they're helping people save money on energy and informing them about valuable incentives, 0% retrofit loans, and other programs, and saving finite resources and making our country more energy independent.
Maximize your savings.
Call SSVEC about our new energy audit.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Gina Lane, your Sierra Vista Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Gina is a proud sponsor of the Buena Colts varsity football team right here on Cochise County Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, call Gina Lane at 520-459-1488 or stop by her office at 49 North Coronado Drive in Sierra Vista. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
All right, we are back from Cienega High School after a short commercial break. The Colts not able to take it to the gridiron against these Cienega Bobcats tonight. The final score in the first set was 25-6. But I have every bit of confidence in our Colts that they're going to be able to come back and put together an impressive set here. They are taking every second of this 2.5-minute break between sets The Bobcats have been on the court for probably about the past 40 seconds or so, so they've been ready for a little while, taking just a little under a minute of a break, a little over a minute actually. But we are ready to go here from Cienega High School. It's set number 2 of varsity volleyball. All right, some substitutions on Buena's side, last-minute substitutions. Looks like Caitlin White, number 10, is in the back of the court getting ready to start off their rally here. Now I've seen Caitlin have a pretty impressive jump serve even when she was on JV last year. She's moved up to varsity this year. Let's see if she's keeping it. Yep, same jump serve we saw all last year. Bobcats now on the opposite side of the court. Hallie Haymore keeping it out of the net. And they're going to send a long and away ball there to the Bobcat side. That's going to be a point for the Bobcats. Now leading the second set 1-0. Number 15 for the Bobcats back to serve. Dug out by Buena's libero. Saved from the overpass, which the Bobcats have taken advantage of many times tonight. Unfortunately, not another player there to continue the motion of the ball. Number 15 back to serve again. Buena's libero digs it out again. Lauren Lane sets it up to the corner. Very impressive on the Colts, keeping that inbounds. They put up the block. It's going to go Cienega's way, though, because it went back down out of bounds after the Colts blocked the ball. So 15 back to serve again. Nice serve to the center of the court. Caitlin White puts it over. To the middle, very low over the net. Almost caught the tape. But Buena handles it well, getting it over on 3 with a free ball. And that looked like it sailed out of bounds. Buena almost had the touch, but they didn't. So it's going to be a point for the Colts. Now 3-1 as they get a serve tonight. Got number 6 for the Colts back to serve right now. See if the Colts can put together a rally. Nice soft serve over. Bobcats handle it well, putting a kill over. That did sail out of bounds, so it's going to be another point for the Colts. Now trailing by 1 point. It's 3-2 Bobcats. Number 6 gets another attempt, unfortunately, into the net, so that's going to be a point for the Bobcats, making the score 4-2. And we've got number 3 back to serve again. Now she had quite an impressive rally put together. Very nice float serve. Buena's able to handle it and get it set up. Lauren Lane on the outside edge. Libero sends it out of bounds, and number 7 not able to save it. Now that is the impressive power of Lauren Lane that we've seen so many times, both last year and this year alike, on the varsity team. Hallie Haymore is back to serve for the Colts. Nice inbounds option. They dip it off to the center. Buena mishandles it and goes out of bounds. Score is now 5-3, Bobcats. Number 10 back to serve. Nothing spectacular about that. She didn't do a jump serve, but she did get the kill. Or excuse me, she got the ace, I should say, as she prepares to go back for her second serve this run. And I think the Colts didn't know who was going to take that one. She gets another ace. Buena's looking alive this time. Able to get it to the outside. They tip it over. 15 puts it up. Number 10 sets it. Number 7 sends it sailing away and out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Colts. Number 1 for the Colts stepping back, and I do apologize. I don't know all the girls' names yet. Gets a nice serve in there. It's overpassed, and she's right there to put it back up. To the outside, number 11, Lauren Lane, spikes it down and goes long. Score is now 8-4. Number 1 for the Bobcats back to serve. It's inbounds and tipped over on 2. And they try to tip it over again. They put it back up, and Lauren Lane gets it over to the back of the court. 15 dumps it to the center. Finds the open hole in Buena's defense again. Score is now 9-4. Number 1 for the Lady Bobcats, back to serve again. And looks like Hallie Haymore went for that one. Not able to convert it, though. It's now 10-4. It's another ace in the hole for number 1. Buena doing a better job there, putting it over with a heavy kill, but the block put up by the Bobcats. Yet another point as they pull away with a massive lead here in the second set, 11-4. The 7-point lead. A service error by number 1, that's going to give the points to Buena. We're trailing now 5-11. Lauren Lane's back to serve. Now, I've seen Lauren with some impressive jump serves, but she's been sticking to some rudimentary, just, you know, everyday run-of-the-mill serving, and I think it's improved her game quite a bit. She gets the kill there. It's 6-11. Slightly mishandled by the Bobcats on that last run. Very low and away serve. They dump it on 2. Number 1's there to put it up. That's the outside. Number 2, she puts it over nice and soft. Dug out well by Buena to the outside. And libero for the Bobcats digs it out. Colts trying to keep it alive there at the end. Unfortunately, not able to keep the ball off the ground. Score is now 12-6. Now got number 7 for the Bobcats back to serve. Serves to Lauren Lane. They dump it on 2. And they're able to keep it inbounds in the antenna and get it over the tape. Very scrappy play by the Bobcats. It's going to send another point their direction. Number 7 is back to serve again. Excellent ace in the hole for number 7. You can hear the coaches on the sideline telling the girls to communicate on the court, telling them to talk. It's like Caitlin Wright runs out of bounds, throwing a fist over her head, getting the ball back over to Cienaga's side, but Cienega was right there to put it back down in the hole she left. Number 7 back to serve again. Dug out well, put up. And a potential disaster actually worked out. They back up their girls, they put up the block. That was Caitlin White, number 10, putting that block up. And just like that, the Colts are trailing by a couple points, but it's 15-7. They've outscored their last set, so they're doing okay. Let's see if they can put together a nice run here. Libero serves it into the net. That service here is going to cost Buena. It's now 16-7, Bobcats. A substitution for the Bobcats. We've got number 12 coming out. Very interesting serve. She gets it over, and Hallie Haymore to the outside. It's tooled off the block by the Bobcats. That's going to give the point to the Colts. We saw Hallie Haymore put a couple of those up on Tuesday night. She did an excellent job being very aggressive at the line. Caitlin White back to serve. Here's that jump serve of hers. It's serviceable. Number 12 puts it up to the outside. Number 10 off the tape, and it finds the empty spot in the Colts defense. All right, 15 back to serve for the Bobcats. Had a majority of the serves this match. Lauren Lane puts it up very nice to the outside, tipped over. A little bit of miscommunication, but they got it over. Bobcats put an impressive 1-2-3 up, and they fire it right to the middle. It's going to be another point to the Bobcats. All right, and Bobcats put a kill up from the overpass. Nobody from Buena was there ready for it, and it's going to be another kill for the Bobcats. 15 back to serve, gets it inbounds. Girls fighting over it, another overpass. Hallie Haymore tried getting it up and out of the net, unsuccessful, but a valiant attempt nonetheless. We have another timeout called.
So Buena is performing better this set than they were last set. They have more points on the board, so to speak, as far as that translates. However, the Bobcats still having an impressive series of rallies behind them. A lot of aces being put away, a lot of kills on overpasses being put down into Buena's defense. And Buena's going to have to do something different. They're going to have to change up their game plan here if they're going to be effective in a third set. They can still come back if they take this set, or even if they take the third and fourth set, they can tie it up and go to a tiebreaker rally to 15. As we know, that's what happens in the fifth set. They go to 15 points instead of 25. Same rules apply. You have to win by at least 2 points. But so far, the Bobcats, defensively and offensively, are doing a much better job at making this game steer their way than the Colts are. Now 20-8. Number 15 is back to serve again for the Bobcats. Mishandled by the libero. That's going to be another point for the Bobcats, who get another kill, or excuse me, another ace in the hole. Colts put together a nice defense. It's tooled off the block and out of bounds. They did a great job putting that block up, but unfortunately, it came off the side of their hand or just out of their reach, and it fell down in out-of-bounds territory. Got number 11, Lauren Lane, trying to keep that one off the ground. She almost sprawled out on the floor trying to do so. Good hustle by Lauren Lane. 15, continuing her rally. Good job on Caitlin White keeping it out of the net. Lauren Lane sends it low and over to the outside of number 3. The libero sprawls across Lauren Lane, another middle row attack. There's on 3, they put up the block, and 15 still able to keep it off the ground. Nice scrappy behavior. The libero pushes it over to the back of the court. It's good, excellent rally. Kept alive by Caitlin White, but the ball hit the ground. That's going to be another point for the Bobcats. That was such an awesome rally to see between these two teams, and we've had quite a few of them tonight so far. Certainly enjoying it. Number 15 back to serve again. Libero puts it up. Caitlin White keeps it out of the net. Hallie Haymore sends it over. And we have number 15 from the Bobcats sprawled out underneath the net. Good call by the up or down ref. It's going to send the point Buena's way, now 9-24. And we have number 6 back to serve for the Colts. It is game point, or match point, set point, excuse me, for the Bobcats. And there it is. They're able to get that 25th point, and they're going to take the second set. All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lolly Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next we have eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. Next up, we have Furry Family Chiropractic, adjusting families to better health. And last but not least, Chiricahua Community Health Center's Health for All. Tonight, the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team is traveling to Cienega High School to take on the Bobcats. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Lawley from the Lawley Automotive Group. Summer's here and it's getting hot, and so are the deals at all our dealerships. Check out the great selection of Buicks, Chevrolets, GMCs, Hondas, Nissans, Hyundais, Fords, Kias, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Rams we have in stock. With some of the biggest discounts and rebates of the year, now's the time to buy your new vehicle. With over 20 lending institutions, your finance term could never be better. Shop us online at lawleycars.com or come to any one of the Lawley dealerships and see why so many people in Southern Arizona choose Lawley Motors for their next vehicle purchase. Because nobody beats a Lawley deal. Nobody.
Native Grill & Wings has had its own game day rules since 1979. First down, piling on. It's just a celebration. That's allowed here. Well then, touchdown. Go Native. Native Grillin'.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jeff Lane, your Sierra Vista Edward Jones advisor, understands this. That's why Jeff Lane is a proud sponsor of the Buena Colts varsity football team here on Cochise County Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, call Jeff Lane at 520-378-3766 or stop by his office at 3410 Canyon de Flores here in Sierra Vista. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
All right, welcome back to set number 3 of this away match as the Lady Colts are taking on the Bobcats. Can't express enough how much it means that we have sponsors who make this all available to you guys. We don't charge the schools to come out and provide this coverage. It's completely self-funded through our sponsors. So lots of family-grown sponsorships here. Lots of great companies coming out in support of Lady Colts volleyball here on Cochise County Sports Network. So if you folks are in the market for anything, take a look at some of our sponsors. I have a feeling that you guys will be impressed. You'll be treated fairly. You're going to get a good deal. You're going to get taken care of, more importantly, because these guys are like family to us, and I know they can be family to you as well. All right, so the Bobcats are going to be back to serve. I can't read the jersey number at this moment in time to tell you who it is that's back to serve. But the Bobcats are going to get the advantage here leading off the serve. Most of their services have been very lengthy. They've done a great job at really drilling it into the Colts tonight. Colts took quite a bit of time during that last break between sets 2 and 3. I think they're going to come out a little bit stronger than they have in the first 2 sets. I can see the adjustments, and we're underway. It's off the tape, but Hallie gets to it in time. They set it to the middle, able to get it over, dug out by their libero, put up and smacked back in by number 3. And the Colts are definitely looking a lot more alive. The block's put up, and it's kept out of the net by the Colts, but there wasn't anybody there to catch the backward momentum of the ball. And that's going to be an early point for the Bobcats, who are back to serve yet again. And I can see the jersey number now. It's number 15. Miss Furry puts it up. She just came into the third set. She was an incredible part of Buena's defense. Number 15 also out there now. She tried putting out a kick with her leg there. We actually talked a little bit about leg kicking and the ability to use any part of your body in volleyball. And she tried hacky-sacking it over. That's an ace for number 15 as we spread out here, a 3-0 lead for the Bobcats. Put up by number 4. Number 2 drills it in there, kept alive by the Bobcats. Number 3 drills it back. Hallie Haymore digs it out, and it goes off the up ref's tower. They're not able to get to it in time before going out of bounds. Hallie Haymore digs it out, mishandles it a bit and sends it across the court into an out-of-bounds territory as it makes its final stop in the stands. The point Bobcats now leading 5-0. Dug out by number 5 was libero. Free ball sent over by number 7. Dug out nicely. Ball put back over, and they find that empty zone in the Colts defense. Another inbound serve by the Bobcats. Buena struggling to get the free ball over, low and away. And Buena puts up the block, and I believe it was killed into the net. So that's going to be a point for the Colts. This ball never made it over, as we now have number 7 stepping back for the serve. Nice inbound serve. Handled well by the Bobcats as number 4 comes to the outside. Libero digs it out. Number 7 tries to keep it alive. It was hard to get the ball to start coming back the other direction. That's going to be a point for the Bobcats. Number 7 back to serve again. Gets it inbounds, dug out by Hallie Haymore. And she puts it back over as well. handled well between the libero and the rest of the team, and they find that inside back corner, the back edge of the line there. It's going to be another point for the Bobcats. Number 3 back to serve, gets it over. Hallie Haymore gets it up. It's an overpass, and the libero was ready that time. They've had a lot of overpasses come down and bite him in the butt, and she was right there, ready to handle it. Unfortunately, not able to get it back in the right direction as it flies to the back wall. Good effort, though. She's there that time. Buena's getting it over just off the tips of her fingers. Dug out by number 4 and into the stands. It's going to be another point, Bobcats. We've now taken a 9-point lead very early here in the third set. All right, that time they kind of went over on 2, danced around the top of the tape, and Hallie gets it over in the net. Not able to convert. That's going to be an excellent point. Good IQ level of playing from Hallie Haymore there, coming in to put the ball away. So we've got the number 5, the libero for the Buena Colts, coming out to serve. Nice and deep. Number 6 to the outside. She spanks it down right there to the middle of the Colts defense. That outside edge kill from the Bobcats, every time it happens, it's devastating. You're either there in the right spot or you're not, but you don't have much time to get to the right spot. Hallie Haymore digs it out. Buena tries to return. It's pulled off the block, lands inbounds. It's going to be a point for the Colts. Number 2 back to serve. I've seen her put together some strings and rallies before. Nice, beautiful jump serve to the back of the court. Bobcats put it back over, dug out well by number 7. A fight at the net, sends it to the center, that little donut hole right there. Number 8 reaches her hand out, not able to get there in time. All right, we've had number 1 return out for the Bobcats again. No doubt she'll put together an impressive string of kills or aces. Excellent defense by the Colts. Hallie Haymore puts it back over, and it was just out of bounds. Number 1's back to serve again. She definitely takes her time getting prepared, bouncing the ball. Dug out by the libero, put up by number 4, and Hallie Haymore again, right there at the net, but the block was put up. You don't have much time when you're going up for the ball either to decide whether you want to spike it or tip it. And in this case, she chose to tip it, and she had a wall put up in front of her. She wasn't able to get it through. Brought back across the court. Nice float spike. Number 6 back in the corner, and again, that back corner so decisive, so ready. And she's got the ability to put it where the Colts aren't. And it's coming in there so fast, they can't adjust and get there in time. Number 1 back to serve again. She gets it over. Hallie Haymore digs it out. Number 4 to the middle. And the block was put up, kind of like an overpass situation. Score is now 16-3. Good hustle, but can't get there in time. Now, for those of you who aren't used to Southern Arizona 5A sports, I'll talk a little bit here as we go to a timeout. Cienega High School, their athletic department is absolutely amazing. They were just down in Sierra Vista, Arizona last Friday to play our boys varsity football team, and they spanked us pretty good. I think it was 2.5 touchdowns at least that they, as far as the deficit goes. We held our own. We did very well. I think that we're competing with some of these top tier schools. In the Tucson area pretty nicely. But Cienega has always been a challenge for us, both in volleyball, but then also with football. And I imagine basketball, they've probably got a pretty tough team as well, but basketball is kind of where Buena's bread and butter is, in my opinion. Right now, the Bobcats are showing Buena what all the hype is about. Shutting him out just about each set here. It's now 18-3 Buena's only put up, let's see, they had 6 points in the first set, 7 or 8 in the second set, and then 3 so far this time. So they don't even have, 18, 19 points collectively between these 3 sets so far. So Sieneca's definitely dominating the game. It's not that Buena's not trying hard. They're doing an excellent job. We're all here to support them. They've been playing scrappy. They've been playing hard. They've been giving it at them all. They're all. But, there's another point to the Bobcats as they... Actually, I think it went Buena's way. And it did. Hallie Haymore back to serve. Block put up by Buena. That was good. What we're saying is Buena's, they don't give up. That's what I'm talking about. They're playing their hearts out. And just because the point deficit looks so bad, that doesn't mean that they're not out here performing. Hallie Haymore gets another serve inbounds. And that was tooled off the block. It was a monster spike put up by the Bobcats' outside player. It's now 19-5. All right, Hallie Haymore getting it over. Outside to the outside. They do get it over. Number 7 puts it to the libero. Number 4 sets it. Outside player. She's going to send it long. They're calling a touch. That's what Buena's, I think, arguing right now. And they are giving it over to Buena's side. They did get the touch there before it sailed out of bounds. And sometimes going in there and spiking it hard and long, if the other team puts up a block and it comes off their hands, it's going to be your point. That's an instance of what we just saw happen with the Colts. All right. And just back the other way, Hallie Haymore reaches her hand out there trying to keep it from going out that back line. And she hit the ball before it went out of bounds. It's going to be a point going back to the Bobcats. Dug out well, but it's to the back. Hallie Haymore puts a very well-placed ball back over the net. Here's the outside hit. Pulled off the block, so Hallie's able to get to it, and number 4 tips it over. Libero setting up. They get it over just in time. And here comes this outside hit. Pulled off the block. It changes direction. It did hit the antenna, so you can see the Colts there pointing at the antenna, and you can see it shaking left and right. That means the volleyball hit it, and no part of the volleyball can hit that antenna, or it's considered an out of bounds or out of. I guess an out of bounds hit. It didn't stay inside the antenna on the way back over the net. Number 4 gets it back to serve. Kind of mishandled by the Bobcats. Number 7 putting it over to the center of their defense. All right, and Sieneca converts that 21-7. Number 11 steps back to serve for the Bobcats. And here people cheering a lady named Lauren on, so I believe her name might be Lauren. Dug out by the libero. As the ball almost overpassed, it went into the up ref's tower, and there's not much you can do there. The ball's kind of stuck. Game's now 22-7. Bobcats have taken the first 2 sets. If they win this set with 25 to whatever the Colts score, it's going to get their 3rd set in, and they're going to take the win. Colts doing a good job with the defense, keeping the ball out of the net and away from the net when they need to. Hallie Haymore from the back row attack, dug out well by the Bobcats. They get it back over. It's inbounds. Set to the outside. Number 2 fires it over. And it's being called for the Bobcats. We didn't get the camera there in time, so we didn't catch the line, but that's going to be a point to the Bobcats, 23-7. Dug up by number 2, and I don't know if you folks saw that. That was a monstrous spike. Went sailing right past Hallie Haymore. There's no way she was going to get to that in time. It's now set point, match point for the Bobcats. If they can put this away here. They put up a block. Buena's there to keep it from hitting the ground. Put it to that back corner. I think it caught that inside corner, but they're calling it for the Bobcats. That's going to be 25-7 here in the 3rd set. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very much for tuning in to Cochise County Sports Network tonight. Lady Colts putting up an excellent fight, but not able to win here on Sieneca's home turf. Tomorrow, join us live from Buena High School in Sierra Vista, Arizona. About 7 p.m. we'll be going live, maybe a little bit sooner, probably closer to 6:30 because it's senior night and they're probably going to want to bring the students across the field with their parents and stuff like that. So tune in. Last year we had 25,000 people tune in to senior night here on Cochise County Sports Network, and that was just on Facebook. I have a feeling this year things go well and it's a good match. We are playing the Nogales Apaches, so it's a local Cochise County school. So it should be really fun to see two Cochise County teams battle it out on an important night like senior night for the Colts. Thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll have more volleyball for you guys next week.
All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lally Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next, we have eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract.
Next up, we have Furry Family Chiropractic, adjusting families to better health.
And last but not least, Chiricahua Community Health Centers, health for all.
Tonight, the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team is traveling to Cienega High School to take on the Bobcats. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.